How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here. We're on episode number 20 of season 2 for My Hero Academia, which is Listen Up, A Tale from the Past. So I'm wondering if, internships are gonna conclude, especially since the last episode ended on a kind of a positive note for internships as an arc, because like I said in my review, we got to see what it was like for someone to basically do well on an internship, with the story focusing so much on Sue and her internship facing octopuses. So it was just really, really great of an episode to focus on Sue as a character and how much love and appreciation we have for her character. Considering, like I said, we've got our characters that we love and who I guess take the spotlight, like Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki. We've focused a bit on Sue in the past, but I think there needs to be, especially with the USJ, we had a lot more focus on Deku, especially this being not just everyone's first big battle, but Deku's first big battle, especially with the fact that the first season did focus on Deku getting his quirk. So this was like him being thrown right into the lion's den, and with this episode, it was I guess inconsequential compared to what we've got with the League of Villains, what we've got in regards of All for One, because that's a concerning factor for potentially next season. And I'm wondering if this episode will entail of that, especially with the title Listen Up, A Tale from the Past, especially with the fact that Gran Torino made that comment in that episode where we were first introduced to him, so you haven't told him about the Seventh Holder, and we got information regarding what happened in terms of All Might's predecessor of his quirk, One for All, that he was killed by All for One, it seems. So I'm wondering if that's going to go into detail about that, because it would be very, very nice to know who we are exactly up against if season 3 is any indication that he could be the main villain. Because like I said, I don't think they're going to rush someone who seems to be very, very dangerous and All Might has a bit of quake in his boots. So and we've got the League of Villains. I guess you could they're not exactly throwaway villains, like I guess the ones associated at the USJ. They seem to be a bit more unhinged, especially with the horror elements that we were presented for their brief cameos in episode 19. Episode 18. It was very horror-esque, especially, the girl in the dark corridor. Never trust that for your life. But I do suspect, I think even with, if you tossed that aside, someone who All Might has this anxiety for, I guess, and someone who's poses a threat to those who hold the quirk, One for All, you don't want to rush it, if you get what I mean, and you want to probably do a season-long arc with them. I'm not so sure, because we've seen 3 arcs. I'm assuming we're about to approach arc number 3 of this season, but we had 3 arcs in the first season, and it seems to be that case with this season, unless the rest of the episodes for My Hero Academia season 2, should I say, are just going to be fillers and all of that. So I doubt it, though. So I don't think they're going to rush the boat with someone who seems to be a potentially dangerous threat. Probably the most dangerous, the most dangerous we've had is the League of Villains. They're still pretty dangerous, but they might... I'm trying to think of the perfect analogy. Okay, so they're basically like children, I guess, which is appropriate considering Tamura's personality. So yeah, but they don't hold a candle to All for One. So yeah, that's what I'm getting at. But yeah, with that said, the full reaction will be, of course, on Patreon. Let's listen up A Tale from the Past. This might be the perfect time to get my notepad up, so there could be some important notes. Yeah, because that's what I'm doing, like typing along at times, although I'm losing that habit. It doesn't really matter either way because I'm still able to remember, but I think it kind of has helped, like I've said. I don't know, but yeah, well, let's just get into episode number 20. I have no idea what the fuck I'm saying anymore. This is Listen Up, A Tale from the Past, Season 2, Episode 20. Let's go.
Stand up against Stain at all was because of our sparring and your wise instructions. Ow!
Oh! Oh! Ow!
You survived, yes, but only because the hero killer let you.
Well, he did as
at least
well.
you learned to channel your power instead of relying on one monster smash. Even though you
That
did
too,
still
thanks
manage
to
to get
him.
a stress fracture in your arm. I know what happened. You went well over your limit. I thought we agreed you were only supposed to use 5%.
Nag, nag, nag.
You're too impatient and...
No one knows you. You should be super famous. But you're
Kind
not.
of birthing the greatest
Is there a
hero.
specific reason for that, or what?
No, that's an easy one. I was just never that interested in working as a pro hero.
What?
Ah.
There was
Okay.
a point in my past when I needed to be able to use my quirk freely without limits. That's the only reason I got my license. It might be better to hear this from Toshi.
Kind of cheating the system.
All Might, who are you?
Seriously? Oh, well, I'm, Izuku Midoriya.
That's not right.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
I'm Deku.
There we go, kid. Oh,
Let
nice.
you and me watch over him together, Toshinori. Until the day you pass on into history. Until the day that the hero Deku is celebrated around the world as the new symbol of peace.
Kind of worried with that comment.
Crap! What the heck, Bakugo? Stop laughing. My hair's gotten used to this and I can't get it back the right way. Did you
Oh,
not hear
no.
me? I'll kill you both.
I'd like to see you try, pretty boy.
Awesome! You got to
Oh
face
my
actual
goodness.
villains? I'm super jealous!
Well, I didn't fight. All I did was help people evacuate and provide logistical support.
That still
Like
helps.
so much fun. I think she found her fighting spirit.
Yeah.
That battle hero must have been something else.
After 1 week, she's like a totally different person.
She's ready to kick your
Don't
ass.
be fooled, Kaminari. All women are demons at heart. They just hide their true personalities behind pretty faces.
What the heck did Mount Lady do to you? It is true that he's quite a tenacious villain. I understand why people might think he was cool. But instead of helping the world, his beliefs led him to cold-blooded murder. No matter his motives, killing cannot be
It's
condoned.
a skewed way of
To
justice
keep anyone
in
else
his
from
eyes.
suffering like me, well, I promise I will strive to be the perfect hero.
Yeah,
Go Ite. Go
It's time for
Ite.
class to begin. Everyone,
This
please
is the
take
Ite
your
I want to
seats.
see. No darkness.
Each person starts from a different location on the outskirts of the model city. I'll send a distress signal, and you do what you must to rescue me.
Looks like some
Whoever
weird
finds me
Sonic the
first
Hedgehog
wins.
level.
But try to keep the property damage to a bare minimum, please.
Why are you pointing at me?
First group, get to your places.
I wonder why. Oh boy, here we go! Show him Deku!
My new training. I can win.
Oh my shook. Everyone's shook, see?
Those are my moves.
Sue
I spent
him!
my time getting groomed at that useless internship. Look at him.
He's actually gotten better.
Damn it.
Midoriya?
Gonna help Bakugo's mood.
He be breaking a bunch of bones?
I just love this. He's proving everyone.
5%. I've just got to stay calm and alert.
Oh! You jinxed
And
it!
it's over. Find me after class. We need to talk.
Yeah. He's very impressed.
The time has come for me to tell you the whole truth about me, and one for all.
Ooh, spicy stuff is about to be on the horizon. I'm excited. I love the fact that he just proved everyone, like... I mean, he did muck up at the end, but he shook everyone. Momo was like, yeah, he's gonna mess himself up, so he's not really got the best of chances to win this. And then he just blitzes through this, and it's like, Holy shit! Even All Might was shook.
This looks into the girls' locker room.
I hope it's something that grosses out Mineta.
That would be criminal.
Then you'll have to throw me in solitary confinement because you can't stop me.
Can he not phase his arm through Mineta like the Flash? I'm kidding.
Underweight, Hagakure's floating underwear, Uraraka's superfine body, Azui's unexpectedly long movies!
Oh!
Jiro's earphone. Why am I the only one he didn't say anything about?
Confidence issue. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Look, someone's like esteem there. Good on her for like.
It's me, All Might.
Do you remember how I gave my power to you? What I said that day?
Eat this.
No,
Wait, what?
not that. I said the key was in my DNA. That's why you had to swallow that. One for all can only be given to another person if you, the bearer, intend to pass it along. It's not something that can just be taken by force.
Is it kind of like
Can be transferred by force.
Maiden Powers for Ruby?
Kind of like this.
Here, you have to take it!
What kind of example is that?
The quirk you now have is
I guess a suitable one.
And he manipulated people to serve his purposes and committed evil acts with little resistance. In the blink of an eye, he became the leader of villains and ruled over Japan.
I've seen plenty of rumors about this online, sure, but isn't that all just made up? It's not mentioned in our textbooks.
Because it's the kind
It's a
of
bleak
shameful
history.
people
Yeah.
would rather ignore. Anyway, when a person gains true power,
Shit
they
as
enjoy
well,
showing it
especially
off
the
to
fact
others.
he's stealing quirks.
How does this all tie together?
All for one transferred a quirk to a sibling, one that would allow him to stockpile power. We don't know if it was a gift he was giving his brother, or if he just wanted to force him to submit.
Holy shit. And that's...
Yes. Even though everyone thought he was quirkless, turns out the brother did have a quirk, though even he hadn't realized this to be
Deku
the
had... Oh
case.
my god.
He had a useless power that only allowed him to pass on quirks. And so the stockpiling
birth of
ability
one-
merged
oh my
with the younger
goodness.
brother's power.
This bad guy must be long dead by this point. So
Unless
why
he
are you
preserved
bringing him up?
himself.
One who steals quirks has no limits. Anything's possible. There are quirks that halt aging.
Yep.
He probably has something like that.
Fuck.
The symbol of evil
Maybe...
seemed pretty much
Well, I
immortal.
wouldn't say
The
immortality,
state
but...
of the world at the time. Eventually, it was my turn, and I managed to defeat All for One.
Holy
At
shit.
least that's what I thought. But he survived, and is now back in action as the brain behind the League of Villains.
So he is! Shit!
So now you know. The entire purpose of One for All is to defeat All for One. As its holder, you may one day have to fight against this great evil yourself.
Exactly. Oh,
Because
like
I
he
failed.
did.
That's not how it'll happen. Our futures are...
Oh my god.
He won't understand.
See, he's broken by this.
Thank you.
Can't bring himself to tell. Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
fuck.
Midoriya. But by the time you face him, I won't be by your side anymore.
Time will be up. Why the emotions? I fucking hate this. Why? Why? I hate this.
We've been training in cities, so these will be very different conditions for most of us.
Ah, there will be. Forests,
Must always
lakes,
remain
all that.
vigilant. Yes, very wise.
Hanging out with everyone all summer? I'm so excited!
However,
Oh
those
boy.
of you who don't pass the final exam before the semester is over, will have summer school. Everyone do your best!
Is this another trick?
So stupid.
I believe things would move faster if you were to talk to them yourself, though, Master.
Then you had better hurry and fix my body, Doctor.
If only we'd gotten our hands on the super
Shit,
regeneration.
what?
He'll do well, even if I have to work him
Oh
to the
my
bone.
god.
It's the only way he'll be able
This
to
is
take
so...
my place. He was born with the twisted mind needed to become the next me. I hope you're
He's
celebrating
gloomy.
while you can, All Might, because very soon, this temporary peace will come to a violent end.
Holy shit. No, I'm not having any previews. No, 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 no. So, really, it's so funny now that I see it. There's more of a greater conviction for Tamura to defeat All Might, because it's similar to why All Might wants Deku to kind of step up in a sense, like, to why he could hopefully defeat All for One. So Tamura can defeat All Might, and basically follow in the footsteps of All for One. Holy shit. This is really, really mental. So that was very, very juicy, and I did expect things in this episode to be very, very enjoyable in terms of the information we would potentially be getting regarding All for One, and boy, did we get a lot of great information I'll just turn that down, as we basically got to learn about how One for All was originated, which does match on to All Might's comments. There is that irony how justice is spawned from basically evil, because he's a tyranny who, you know, had a hold on Japan. He took people's quirks, and he even gave quirks. As a result, some people who would not be able to handle it would turn into mindless beings. So, yeah, this All for One dude sounds pretty pleasant, doesn't he? I'm just worried though, like, what he's going to be like if the others confront him, not just Deku, because I have a feeling that there will be others that will help Deku out, especially if Season 3 he is the main villain, because All Might is not going to be able to handle him, especially with not just the fact that his time is limited, but that very ominous tone where he basically said that Deku's reliance is not going to be a thing when push comes to shove, because Deku was, was basically like, oh, you're going to be in my corner basically, aren't you? You always are. Nothing bad could happen. And that was very, very painful to see. Like, All Might was absolutely broken by the fact that he couldn't be there. You could see it on his face. He was ready to break with the fact that, that he had to lie to Deku to assure him something on a lie, basically, where it kept faith in Deku's reliance on All Might. And the fact that he also realizes his days are coming to an end as being a hero. It was very, very tragic to see his face just basically show that emotion, that hurt, that he's not going to be there, and it's absolutely painful to see. I have expressed before in My Hero Academia reactions that it will hurt to see All Might's days come to an end, and it seems like we're at this crossroads where we're edging so closer to his end, with the fact that he expressed everything about All for One, and how it started, and how Deku might have to step up and be a hero. Added to the fact that Deku has learned, which we'll get to in a moment, because of the fact that I love that moment with him in the rescue training thing. But yeah, it was very, very interesting to learn about what All for One possesses. The fact that he is able to steal quirks and also give quirks freely, because he did with his brother. He was able to collide power together, which would manifest into One for All, if I recall, that stockpiling thing. And his brother, I don't know, it's kind of reminding, we've got basically an info drop episode with brothers involved. It's giving me that Ruby vibe with the God of Light and the God of Darkness. So yeah, but no, in all seriousness, we found out that his brother was the first holder for One for All, and then he would pass that down in the hopes that people would be able to put a stop to his brother. And All Might thought he did it, but not today, Satan. So it was very, very great to learn about everything regarding All for One and how dangerous he is. And of course he is with the League of Villains, because why the hell not? We just have to make life a bit more difficult, don't we, for our heroes? But in all seriousness, works so well, because in the same vein that All Might is hoping that Deku overcomes One For All is also in this anticipation that Tamura, he's raising, like, it's that nice parallel. All Might is raising Deku, and you've got One For All mastering, I guess that's a more appropriate word than raising, especially with the fact that he still demeans him at times. He has his thoughts about how Tamura still acts like a child and how he could learn. But he is raising him to overcome All Might. And going back to Tamura's conviction about, well, that lack of conviction in Stain's eyes, about how he would hope that the symbol of what would happen if the symbol of peace was eradicated, basically. It all ties to a stronger motive with All For One having this vengeance on All Might, and having that, and knowing that Tamura is currently stronger at the minute, especially with how powerful we've seen Tamura is. It just ties in so well, doesn't it? So it's just really, really interesting how we've got basically contrasts from good and evil. It's like the brothers situation. We've got two brothers who both had similar powers, and now we got All Might raising Deku, basically, and One For All raising Tamura, all with similar objectives to stop the opposing force. So it was just really, really great to learn about that in this episode, and like everything regarding One For All, his brother, and the quirk, One For All For One, and the quirk, everything regarding that. It was really, really great. I like the talk about the fact that well, first, before we went into all serious mode, we had to have a little bit of humor. I don't know what the hell was up with that Deku face when he literally intimidated All Might. It was like, what the fuck? When he was when he took his DNA, of course. So that was just really bizarre. As well as the assumption that Deku had about Stain taking One For All. That would be really, really scary to see. I mean, Stain's already a dangerous character, and we have to remember that One For All can be added to an established quirk anyways. So Stain would probably be unstoppable. Not just that though, but there was talk by Ijuru, I think it was, when he commented about things could have been even worse if Stain was at the USJ, and I agree. I mean, things were absolutely brutal. Anyways, what we encountered in season 1, things were absolutely brutal. What would the USJ be like if Stain was there? Interesting. But the comment that really, really was really, really great to me was the fact that All Might was basically talking about One For All, and how the holder can wish or transfer their quirk, the One For All, to a person, willing or not, it seems, because it seemed like it sounded like it can be unwilling and that, and it kind of reminds me of the maiden power from Ruby. Like if you think about it so much, the last person in your thoughts gets basically the maiden power. So not similar, it's not the same, but it's similar if you get what I mean. So we also had a great round at the rescue course, which was absolutely great to see Deku with his harnessed ability, with the way he's now able to control One For All a bit better. Brilliant stuff, because everyone was, and I don't blame them. I don't blame, people being still worried about about Deku and the fact that he could injure himself. And they are not to know about his developed quirk, apart from, I guess, Todoroki and Ide, because they basically saw what All Might was like. Not All Might, Deku. They basically saw what Deku, how improved Deku was in the fight against Stain, but everyone else was basically clueless. So it was a nice delight to see Deku, not just the fact that he was embracing this and not worried which did kick him in the butt, as we saw, because he was mastering the cause and then he made a slip, and Tape Arms won, basically. But it was still impressive, like, because everyone was shocked. Bakugo was even pissed, especially with the fact that procrastination, basically, happened for Bakugo, because there was no real training in terms of improving himself, and Deku has managed to improve himself, which has pissed him off, because there's always going to be that rivalry, that fixation about Deku can't be better than me, and Deku has improved, whereas Bakugo has remained on the same square, and that's going to piss him off. So it was just a delight to see not just Deku have a smile to his face and embracing the fact that he's channeled his quirk better and he's able to use it at 5%. It was just really, really great to see it, for everyone to be proven wrong. Like I said, though, I don't blame them for having their doubts, because they've seen what One For All can do to Deku. So, and like I said, they weren't to know about his improvement. It was just a blessing to see, though, wasn't it? So, yeah, there was that. Tenya was really, really brave as well. I think everyone was, especially Todoroki, when everyone was talking about Endeavor, and he knows what truly happened, as well as his lack of appreciation for that piece of shit. But it was really, really great to see people who confronted Stain put a smile on their face and brave it up, especially Ide, who we know has been in a real, real rough state of decay in terms of his, in terms of what has been going through his head in regards of Stain. And to see that confidence return in Tenya was really, really great, humbling to see. He even commended the fact that he might have had a cool attire, but he still didn't agree with Stain's methods, which is right, because Stain might have a strong conviction behind him, but it doesn't make what he's doing right, does it? Because there's going to be people who have really, really strong beliefs and has this passion to why they do the horrid things they do. Doesn't make it right at the end of the day, and that's Tenya's belief, and rightfully so. So it was just really great to see everyone put a brave face. But yeah, great episode. Love the fact that Mineta got what he deserved, I guess, for being a pervert. Just jabbed in the eye with the headphone jack as well. That wouldn't be nice. Like, if I just tried that, like, full pelt. Oi, oi. I mean, he's a bit pissed off that he was basically a slave to, wasn't it Mount Lady, his pro that he was hanging around with? Yeah, he's just salty, so, but who cares? He got what he deserved. No, it was a great episode. I really, really loved everything regarding the explanation to One For All, how it came to be, and All For One and his evilness that's got people worried and all of that. And yeah, it's just going to be very, very interesting to see what happens in regard to All For One's presence and how much of a burden he's going to be, because especially with the fact that that All Might's not going to be like that pillar that Deku needs in terms of support. All Might, especially with the fact that he's not going to be around, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how All For One is able to have this aura of evil around, probably more than just Deku, probably everyone else at UA. Bakugo, Todoroki, we're talking everyone. Because then I don't think they're going to just sit back and chill. Deku might need a bit more help, especially if All Might is basically going to be done and dusted soon. And that's going to be really, really daunting. And that's why All Might just didn't tell him. So you can't blame All Might for not telling, because because this guy's a scary process to deal with. And, you know, you don't want to add insult to injury by saying, yeah, I'm not going to be there to help you, so good luck, kid. But when the time comes, because he can't sugarcoat it forever, he might need more help, because Deku can worry, and his reliance on All Might is his Achilles heel, and that's gonna really mess him up emotionally when he realizes he can't be there. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when that time comes. But yeah, a great info episode. I loved it, and a great way to see how Deku was able to surprise everyone in the rescue training thing. It was brilliant. I loved it, and it was great to know a bit more about All For One and why he's basically someone who's so pleasant. But yeah, that was this for this reaction, so I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!